splitting them. Is Alliance in first and Supa Hot Crew in third? Can they jump straight over them? Lucian being taken away. We've seen that in the first 2 games of the day. No surprise that one being removed when Impaler and Shug are on the board. Kassadin, we saw him picked up yesterday. Thresh, there is the Thresh. Supa Hot Crew banded out. We will fail you. You're a liar.
It was bait. It was purely bait, trying to lull his opponents into a false sense of security. I am very interested to see how wewillfailer is going to perform on another support. He's played 5 games of Thresh, 1 Morgana, 1 Leona. And I do think his Thresh is in a much higher level than the others, but we've only seen them once, so I can't completely blanket limit those support champions.
So Yasuo was taken away. Of course, Selfie played that last time. Alliance met Kassadin and Kale also taken away. So Lulu is open. Big pick for Alliance. Shyvana is open. Lucian is open. There is the Shyvana steal from Supa Hot Crew for Mimer. What will Alliance react with this one? Of course, it remembers Twitch is out there still. Big champion for Tabzz.
It's very difficult to know what the teams are going to prioritize. If a Nidalee gets locked in, Supa Hot Crew did this yesterday, where they forced Fnatic to lock in that Nidalee pick early on. Fnatic did it very quickly. Supa Hot Crew said they anticipated it. They wanted Nidalee if it was going to be available. And there's a lot of discussion because of the fact that Alliance may be falling into a pick and ban strategy that Supa Hot Crew have already won with yesterday.
I know for a fact Supa Hot Crew want the Twitch Nidalee combo. I've spoken to them a few times, and I was talking to them because yesterday, of course, Nidalee was taken away by Fnatic, yep. And I was like, do you really want that? Because we haven't really seen you play that. It was like, absolutely wanted to see if we could have it together. But of course, Alliance, as we mentioned, Twitch is a champion they are happy to pick up if it's available in the first rotation. They've done it every single time it's been out there. They generally pair it with Shyvana, of course, and now that's taken away. They're securing Elite to take that away from Impaler for sure.
Pick-heavy champions. Tabzz on Twitch has a 20 KDA. He's played it once. He's won with it in very dramatic style. The thing is, for the Supa Hot Crew, they need to find a jungler that's going to work for them. With Elise being taken off the cards and Elise being banned away by themselves, it doesn't leave a whole lot of those super high priority picks for them. In addition to that, if they lock in the likes of a Nidalee early on, it's going to allow Froggen to potentially counterpick. LeBlanc is still available and is a champion that both Selfie and Froggen have run in the past. Froggen ran Anivia yesterday. It was into a composition that it worked with his team, but the theory is still there. The threat of it is still there if Supa Hot Crew put together a number of champions that Alliance feel Anivia would do well against.
Yeah, it's possible. Absolutely possible. And of course, that was alongside Cogmore, though. So Cogmore not picked up. Lucian was available. No surprises, Mr. RalleZ is going to move towards that one. And as expected, Evelynn being picked in for Impaler.
So Impaler's going to go to that flanking jungler, looking to create picks, looking to come in from the sidelines with Agony's Embrace. Mimer will be looking to do the same thing. The first pick, Shyvana, is super impressive because both Mimer and Wickd have 5 games on Shyvana each. Denying that from Wickd means we're going to see him on something a little different. But it's been the Shyvana pick that's worked. 4 wins for Mimer. Now Supa Hot Crew and Alliance need to decide who their mid laners are going to be. Froggen is leaving it all the way to last pick. I almost wonder if it might not be the likes of an Orianna. She scales well, has very strong laning phase. There's no sort of hard counters to her if you want to play it safe. And the rest of those sort of dive champions from Eve and Shyvana, I don't know if there's enough peel to warrant Nidalee. Nidalee needs a lot of time and a lot of zoning in order to get multiple spears off. Otherwise, you just get collapsed upon and surprised.
Well, Alliance have generally gone with something that works with a lot of team synergy. Nyph, of course, could be picking up this Nami. And Wickd, will he fall back to the old faithful? No, Morgana's going to get switched out for Nyph. So that's a champion he's played a lot of in the last 2 splits. But Irelia, well, no surprises. It's going to be Wickd this time around. He's been moved away from it onto Shyvana, but since that was taken away, Jax wasn't on the cards either because that was banned out, so he's fallen back to a tried and tested method.
Yeah, the thing is he's got no wins on it this split.
Yeah.
Absolutely no wins on that champion. The Morgana pick I like for Alliance because it allows them to peel away when that Evelynn and that Shyvana dive onto you, throw the soul shackles down, and you keep people from, locking up Twitch. But there's a little bit of a disparity in Alliance's comp. Irelia and Elise want to be diving in. Twitch wants to surprise people and assassinate. And Morgana's kind of this defensive, reactive support. So their mid laner for Alliance is going to be very, very important to tie the whole group together. Supa Hot Crew, on the other hand, they're still looking to lock in their last couple of picks, but priorities are up there. Ziggs, Nidalee, LeBlanc, Orianna, all Sliver, even Twisted Fate, if they wanted to go for that sort of option. I almost wonder if Twisted Fate might not work for Alliance. They've got the makings of a very strong pick composition with their champions.
We'll see how it works out. Sona being locked in. We haven't seen a great deal of Sona over the summer split, or the spring split, honestly, but it is a champion that fits wewillfailer. It's a champion he played a lot back when he was active in the LCS, and of course, we saw him with the flash hooks yesterday. Flash crescendos work just as well. And of course, the Ziggs, well, we just saw, again, Kerp destroying another team with Ziggs. We know how strong Ziggs can get if he gets fouled.
First pick for the Supa Hot Crew. So the engage power is going to come from that flash crescendo, like you've mentioned, with Shyvana and Evelynn running amok. If Supa Hot Crew want to defend a siege or attack, they have got the sustain from Sona, they have got the poke from Ziggs, and there's a lot of wave clear between Ziggs and that Lucian, respectively. So I like the comp that Supa Hot Crew put together. The only thing they need to be aware of is their hard CC is only with Sona. So if wewillfailer doesn't lock somebody down instantly, they're going to be in trouble.
There was a lot of discussion over this pick. You can see this wasn't instantly locked in. You can see Froggen and the team having a lot of discussions, but again, Anivia locked in for the second game running for Alliance. The fan favorite, that's for sure, for Froggen.
Yes, Bird is definitely the word in the Alliance camp. And with the second day in a row, this is the third time we've seen Froggen on Anivia this year in the LCS. The reason I like this lock-in, it balances out the somewhat lack of magic damage from the rest of the comp. Every time we have an interview with Froggen, he talks about how his team comps will have to be well-rounded. They have to have magic damage, physical damage, etc. Anivia is going to give you all of that magic damage you're looking for. It gives you wave clear, and very, very importantly, the ability to segregate your opponent's teams. You put that crystallized wall down, Supa Hot Crew are split up, and they either have to blow their flashes or their movement abilities to get around the wall. And that's going to buy all of those single target champions like Irelia, like Twitch, like Elise, time to find kills. A lot of importance on Froggen making the right plays with his ultimate and those walls.
And when I think about it, Impaler's one of the men that will go in and try and make those plays, and he could get called out easily on Evelynn. Well, now that we know the champions have been locked in, do you guys at home still think Alliance will win this one? Tweet at LOL Esports and use the hashtag SHCWin or hashtag AllWin, and we'll see if you've changed your minds. Remember, it was 81% in favor of Alliance in the initial vote. Now that the Bird's been locked in, you may even go higher.
I like both of these teams' compositions. I think they have so much utility, so many things they can do respectively. The Supa Hot Crew need to avoid giving up kills early. If Elise, Irelia, or Twitch can accelerate ahead, they have all of the tools available to keep finding picks and shutting down the crew, so they can't run that risk.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The game is getting underway. Game 3 of the final day of Week 3 here in the European LCS Summer Split. Supa Hot Crew starting out as the blue team. Can they take a victory over Alliance? They've done it once before in the summer, but Alliance, if they can hold on and pick themselves up another win, will continue to stay atop the table. And they could go 7 wins and 1 loss. And more importantly, it would be a 6-win streak for Alliance. A fantastic opening to the summer, of course, which is the road to the Summoners Cup.
On the other side of the coin, this could be Supa Hot Crew's 4th victory. They're on a 3-game winning streak of their own, and they're looking to be the 2nd, if not 3rd strongest team in Europe, along with SK Gaming. If you were going to, put those power rankings in place, we are going to see Mimer and Wickd going toe-to-toe with this Shyvana versus Irelia. And if memory serves correctly, the last time these two teams played, Wickd also played Irelia and did lose to Mimer during the laning phase.
Well, Tabzz is known for his piano play, not so much the violin play or the crossbow there, which he was running on Twitch. But at the moment, it seems we are going to have a bit of a standoff. We did see, of course, Impaler went deep, got that very deep ward you can see at the top of the map. But will that give him any vision? Wickd is not going to pass by it. You can see it there, so he's going to have vision, know whether anyone's going to teleport back when they're going for the early invades, but it doesn't look like it.
I think Alliance are going to be playing this for the late game. Alternatively, they're going to be playing to get a item peak in sort of 20 to 35 minutes and then find picks. The reason I say that, Froggen's run flash teleport. He's not looking for lane dominance. He's going to be looking for map control along with Wicked's teleport. And you can see with the votes, they're definitely believing in that Anivia.
Well, you say that. It was at 79%, so now it's swung a little bit at least to 75%, so a little faith in Supa Hot Crew maybe being picked up there. Maybe the fact that Ziggs got locked in. Ziggs, of course, in this mid lane, you should feel will have, especially the early 6 levels, an advantage over Anivia.
Yeah, up until Froggen gets level 6, the wave clear and the pushing power is obviously in favor of Selfie, but Selfie himself has gone for a defensive summoner in Cleanse, as opposed to Ignite, which is what we just seen Kerp running. And the trend for most Ziggs in the EU LCS is barrier or heal, because they do want to rely on the long range. They want to rely on zoning more than anything else. So we'll see how that transpires and how it controls. I do just briefly want to touch on that Lucian Sona lane. With the sustain from wewillfailer and the poke that Sona offers, along with the poke that Lucian offers, they should be able to punish Morgana and Nyph as long as they don't eat too many Dark Bindings. Well, on the assumption they dodge them, they should have the advantage in that matchup.
As you can see, the invade and counter invade have both worked out, so double buff picked up for both junglers. Let's see where they go from here. It is standard lane meta at the moment. We'll see whether Impaler does decide to take a swing by on Froggen. Remember, Froggen, even at level 2, will have that passive available all the way through this game, which will give him that second breath of life with the egg. He did get egged a couple of times against Rocket yesterday, but did not die to it. It is going to be potentially the top lane target for Impaler, though, coming up around the backside of Wickd, but this will be a tough Wickd to pin down.
Yeah, it really will. Wickd does have his flash available, no teleport, and here comes Impaler.
Yeah, quickly dashes onto Impaler, showed himself way too early on those minions, and that was super simple. Didn't even need to waste a summon spell.
No, none at all. It is forcing Wickd to burn through his potions, so at the very least, Mimer's going to have a effective hit point advantage in lane, but he needs to press that advantage. And we talked about Mr. RalleZ and wewillfailer having that stronger 2v2, which is why I think Shook is trying to give some attention to that bottom lane. It's interesting to see that Shook is doing that when you consider how often and how frequently he ganks for Froggen.
Yeah,
if you go back and watch the games, he always goes mid.
It was a little unlucky. Walked down just as the ward was about to time out, and it gave vision to him and then disappeared. So they knew that he was coming. It does mean that it's going to be able to invade and steal away the large Wraith in his little last 2, I guess, and leave just the 1 there. Selfie in this mid lane, as we mentioned, he should have that small advantage over Froggen. It is only a small advantage, 6 CS right now, of course. Froggen just a couple of levels off 6. That big wave should get cleared out by him. Doesn't seem like he's having too many issues so far in the mid.
I'm sincerely hoping Froggen can pull off a tell egg port, like we've seen on Reddit a few weeks ago, where you can actually get egged and make your way to safety. It would be very exciting in the LCS, and would definitely be first time at a competitive level. And
it's interesting that you say that obviously he's got that. We saw the Teleg port before, but
All-Star game, yeah.
It's something that Froggen has said many times back in Season 2, Season 3, that, you know, if you take teleport in the mid lane, you should be expecting to lose that lane. Good aggression from Wickd on Mimer there, but of course, he's going to have mana issues as the levels develop.
It's such good game sense and lane presence. Wickd actually dashes onto Mimer, gets some damage to the siege minion, gets the reset on that Q dash, the Blade Surge, and then jumps onto Mimer again. So just really, really smart play, getting the most out of the situation. But as you said, as long as Wicked's burning through his mana, he's going to have less opportunities to zone and force Mimer down. Mimer's going to need to buy an item before he can sustain. So that is one thing that Wickd does have in his favor. With no potions on either side, Wickd does have those hit and style life steal to get himself life back.
And you know, in talking about Wickd, Froggen gets a little satchel charge on the back of him. Impaler was off the side. Talking about Wickd, yesterday, he didn't feel he had that big of an advantage, despite the fact we could see clearly it was a 20 CS advantage. He had a level plus over him for a large period of time over Tabzz, but he didn't feel he had that advantage because maybe, you know, obviously Jax, he's not played half as many games as he has on Irelia. On Irelia, though, you can tell he knows when he has that tiny advantage and can make use of it.
Yeah, when you've got so many ranked games under your belt, it's definitely going to help you out in terms of those micromanagement decisions. So we've seen both Wickd and Froggen had actually used their teleports very early on. Wicked's has already come off cooldown because he's been laning for the whole time, and Froggen's just returned to that mid lane. He was under pressure from Selfie. Selfie was shoving him into tower and made him lose a small amount of CS, but thanks to that teleport and catching that minion wave and a half, he has got his chalice, he's got level 6, so his wave clear is significantly higher. Well,
Mega Inferno Bomb was just used, and we are seeing Alliance moving towards the dragon, so they noticed that ultimate was down, and while it looks like Selfie may head off towards that top. No, he's going to try and cover off, but Alliance are not confident about this one. They know that there's a ward down there that gives Supa Hot Crew vision. They back away.
A lot of respect from Alliance. That was a level 6 Anivia with a full mana pool. Shook was obviously not at a level 6 himself, but they had the ability to zone Supa Hot Crew away with the Crystallize or challenge with the Dark Binding in a Cocoon, and instead, Alliance opt to back out. They didn't want to run the risk of catching too many bouncing bombs from Selfie. And that's not the highest amount of damage that Selfie's taken. Froggen not getting the exact combo. That will work though.
That's a good combo from Froggen. He's simply protecting Shook as well. He was clearing out the pink ward. Did put a ward down himself so he could have that vision, but good protection work and a good chunk of hit points taken off that mid lane.
Yeah, so very just, you know, it's what we come to expect from Froggen. When he doesn't land those combos, we're more surprised than anything else. Shook has done a fairly good job of trying to get in Supa Hot Crew's jungle, but it hasn't garnered him any big objectives yet or any massive lead. And CS-wise, it's pretty close across most of the lanes.
Yeah, but Wickd is still yet to go back and buy. He's sticking around, and we've seen him doing this a number of times on Irelia. He goes back and buys a big item. At the moment we saw Mimer, he's gone back, got himself the Dawn's Blade, the Giant's Bow. You can see nearly 2,000 gold stacked onto Wickd, so saving up whether he's going to go straight for that Phage. We'll see what he comes back with in the next time he backs off, but it's been a very long time. Now he's going to back off. We'll see where he goes. Blue buff goes to Selfie.
Yeah, you know, Wickd wasn't under pressure to back away and buy anything because his lane opponent purchased the Giant's Belt. So he's gone for tanky safety stats on Mimer's side. Most likely going to be the Sunfire Cape. Dragon started once again by Alliance, and this is so smart. Supa Hot Crew aren't there to challenge.
Yeah, very smart. You saw Wickd, that's what the delay clearly was. He was like, I'll keep hold of this teleport for as long as possible, see if it's needed. It was not. Alliance secure that dragon easily. Impaler does go for an invade while that's all happening. He will get the red buff, but it's a small victory when you lose out on the dragon and all of that global experience of gold.
Yeah, it is. At this stage in the game, it's not a massive amount of gold because it does, of course, scale with the champion levels, but more importantly for Alliance, they have the exact timer, they have the control, and they're making the proactive decisions. This is something that Fnatic didn't do as well against Supa Hot Crew yesterday, and it cost them. It's why Fnatic lost their game. They weren't really able to force Supa Hot Crew to react. So it's advantage to Alliance. We go back to this extended laning phase, and truthfully, it has just been about CS. It's been about the mechanical play, because neither team has made any real concerted efforts to secure kills or pressure their opponents out of lane just yet.
This is what you expect, though. When it's two top-of-the-table teams coming together, they are going to play extremely cautious. Nobody wants to make any early moves. Nobody wants to lose the game in the first couple of levels of a match. Nobody wants to go headlong into some blind face checking on bushes. And so far, it's been very secure stuff.
So in 4.8, most of these super important, super high meaning matches have defaulted back to the straight up lanes. If you go back to the previous patch, yes, if you go back to the previous patch, we were still seeing the 3v1s, the tower dives, etc. Last week, SK versus Alliance, it was just straight up head-to-head bashing. We'll get to that in a second as Mr. RalleZ and wewillfailer are pushing to the tower. Shook has Flash and Cocoon, and he has Flash Cocoon ganked before. Let's see if he's confident enough for it this time.
Oh, they back away. They're already feeling a little nervous. You do see the Dark Binding landing. Gets on towards it. wewillfailer. There's the ultimate from Nyph. That's going to catch out on towards wewillfailer. The Black Shield just enough. In comes Shook. Gets it out on towards him. Tab gets the first blood. And that's a clean kill for Alliance.
Very smart play. Nyph was just managing to land everything he needed to. Didn't even need to blow his exhaust because he flashed away from that last couple of auto attacks. Summoner heal kept his life up and just, I think, flawless execution from Alliance. Got the target they wanted, and that's what we said. If Supa Hot Crew eat a Dark Binding, they will lose the matchup. Otherwise, they do have the tools to win it. Fortunately for them, first blood goes to Tabzz.
Was a double flash blown out there. Tabzz will clear out this wave, no problem.
Oh,
you see movement in the mid lane, actually. Mega Inferno Bomb's going to come down. Nyph's in trouble. That's going to land. Now Shook's in trouble. He's going to get caught out the side. Wickd's going to join in. Froggen manages to get on towards Mr. RalleZ. Mr. RalleZ goes down. Impaler onto Tabzz. Can he land on towards him? A great stun comes out from Froggen. He gets himself in there. He picks up the double as well. It was a double for Impaler in the mid lane as well. They just trade positions.
So at the end of it all, they trade 3 kills for 3 kills when you go all the way back from first blood. The thing is, the kills have been situated on Alliance's carries. 2 of them on Froggen, 1 of them on Tabzz. Look at the minimap. The engage from Selfie is what started it. he used that Mega Inferno Bomb, and because Froggen, I think, was very intelligent with that teleport, it not only allows him to control the map in the later stages of the game, but he can counter the roam and those Mega Inferno Bombs that Selfie throws down. Also, huge props to Impaler, just sidestepping that Flash Frost and really getting a lot of damage down to secure his 2 kills.
Not quite catching him out. Wickd having to use that ultimate up against Mimer, clears out that wave. No problem at all there. And now this is starting to become an issue for Mimer. He's at equal CS. Well, actually, he just fell behind in CS after that wave got cleared out. He's not backing away. He's going to interrupt him. Wickd should just be able to walk back to base. Went a little early on that one. Impaler is here. They could try and 2v1 the tower.
There's no Agony's Embrace, nor is there a flash for Impaler, so there's no room for error. Shook is reading the situation well and coming into potentially counter gank. So let's see if Impaler has spotted Shook out. This is going to be a little scary. Wickd's low on mana as well.
Mega Inferno Bomb thrown way too early, expecting that one, but I think the moment they saw Shook, they quickly cancelled that action.
I don't think the communication may have been quick enough. You are right that the moment Shook stepped in to range, he managed to get away. We're going to catch a replay of shenanigans in the bottom lane. Did Impaler go down? He did go down, actually.
Yeah.
Completely caught that off screen, so that's easy. Red buff Anivia.
Well, you can't get away from Froggen. He flashed for it, though, but he got the kill. Now Froggen's in trouble, though. He's got that egg still available, and in comes Shook to help out. The damage on Impaler is huge. Froggen just about gets away, gets caught out by the passive. The bomb's still coming in from Selfie. He's got no mana left. He's going to come back out of this one, may even turn on towards Selfie. Shook continues, takes the tower hits. Froggen continues to chase on there. Shook, he flashes away, repels back on towards him. The satchel charge, and Shook finishes the job. Fantastic stuff from Alliance.
Yes, very well played. Alliance just landing everything that they need to. The rebirth is all that Froggen needed to get away. It's not over yet. Mimer is looking for Shook. He's gonna get caught by the cocoon, and that's Alliance with a 3-kill advantage. Just being in the right place at the right time. What I liked about Froggen getting the kill on wewillfailer in that bottom lane, he waited for exhaust to time out, then he flashed and went for that next auto attack and got the burst damage down. wewillfailer needs to sidestep those bindings. They're not helping him out at all.
Well, there was a good reason that Sona started to get played less and less. He was just not strong enough in the hit points in his current meta when the supports have just became death machines, effectively. Nyph, of course, throwing out that dart binding, landing every time is causing serious, serious problems for this bottom lane. Misses it. A bit of a commentator's curse there, I feel. But nonetheless, it's a 3-0-1 Anivia once again for Froggen. Another fantastic performance, yet to die in the last 3 times it's been played since All-Star Paris.
Yeah, there's still a difficult situation for Alliances. How do they get past the wave clear of Ziggs? It's a 2,000 gold lead, which is great, but it hasn't necessarily afforded absolute control. And this next dragon will determine how strong Alliance are with their team composition against Supa Hot Crew. Teleport's available for both top laners, but Mimer's lower on HP, and it looks like Alliance have got better positioning and will be looking to start this off. So we need to see if Supa Hot Crew are going to challenge or how quickly Alliance are going to play this one out. Cocoon and Binding are scary. Cocoon
lands, Dark Binding lands. You do see Twitch getting in there, but they do step away from this one. I feel they could have followed through there. They did have a 3-on-3 situation, but they'd already used 2 of their crowd control spells.
The problem is, if Alliance had committed to that, the strength of the counter-engage through Crescendo may have been enough time for them to lose a member. Elise is not super tanky right now, just working with that Spirit of the Ancient Golem and a single Ruby Crystal, so going for a tank build. And up in the top lane, first major items completed. Mimer with Sunfire Cape versus Wickd with the Trinity Force. The question is, what does Wickd go next? Does he want to go dueling split push Zephyr, or does he want to go Randian's Omen team fight? And we'll see what he opts for. Tabzz, he thinks he's got 3.
Rat-a-tat-tat coming straight in there. Impaler turns it back around. A great crescendo comes out. Tabzz gets locked up and flashes away with that heal. Now we see Shook. He comes around, gets into a Mega Inferno Bomb's going to come in. It will miss its target though. And now Impaler's in trouble. Froggen gets on towards him. He gets himself another double kill. He's now 5-0-1 on Anivia.
I've got Selfie.
Oh, he's going to try and satchel charge away from this one. I don't think we're going to see a repel follow-up, but Froggen will continue to pursue.
Froggen on Anivia is immaculate. Another brilliant teleport. He threw his hands in the air after getting that double kill in just massive celebration. The heal from Tabzz and that Blade of the Ruined King was huge. It really was. Mr. Oz and wewillfailer thought they had him. They thought they'd killed him. He managed to flash away to safety, and just the damage follow-up from the rest of Alliance. It gives them a 5,000 gold lead and such great control. Take a look at Tabzz. The mechanical play, he hits 2 or 3 members with Rat-a-tat-tat, And this is where we touched on how powerful the crescendo is. That's 20 hit points. He flashes off the one more auto attack, and a well-timed exhaustion Impaler as well just prevented that last hit. I think just flawless execution from Alliance.
Yeah, Nyph, of course, with his ultimate getting the double stun as well on Impaler and wewillfailer. Everything being executed so well for Alliance, and the fact they got away without any deaths is outstanding. Of course, we're still yet to see these top laners get engaged in any of these fights, as has become commonplace, I feel. But Mimer, well, he's going to try and be that tanky member, but Wickd, he's going to be very confident. The fact that he's now just teleporting back in towards that top lane, got the Triforce in there, Spectre's Cowl already built up. We'll start to see him getting involved in the team fights as and when needed, but for now, he's continuing to split. And as everybody on Twitter is mentioning, the fact that he's just going to have to start drawing bans once again on Anivia. It happened so many times throughout Season 2 and Season 3. It may have to happen again.
We have literally gone back to Season 2 and Season 3. Playstyle, champion picks as far as Alliance. I mean, Sona's back. He bird fed, of course. Great tweets, thank you for those, guys. But I think Wickd has done a smart choice. We're talking about his items, and he's going to catch Mimer here.
Mimer having to run away from that one. Cannot get involved in a straight-up 1v1 fight with Wickd anymore.
Considering the amount of magic damage that Ziggs, Evelynn, and actually Shyvana does put out when she's in her Dragon's form, going for that early Spectre's Cowl, potentially Spirit Visage, is very smart. Mimer potentially getting dived, but he does have Flash, does have Dragon's Descent, so he really needs to have a misplay if Alliance are going to catch him out. Tower should go down as well. So first tower of the game going to Alliance around about 1830.
Yeah, that's going to be easily picked up. Wickd, of course, letting the minions die out to that tower. Selfie caught out in the mid, has to flash satchel charge, but you cannot escape. And Tabzz this time picks up the kill.
And that's what we talked about. The power to just force the movement of Supa Hot Crew. With the crystallized wall from Anivia, he's not necessarily using it to do anything other than predict movement. You force a champion to go to the direction you want, and they just shut him down. So a good roam from Tabzz. Supa Hot Crew do at least get some global gold back, but they've hit the point now where their item differential between individual champions is already apparent, and if Selfie can't defend when Alliance begin to siege, I think that's what Supa Hot Crew have to be banking on. Those bouncing bombs and those minefields, keeping Supa Hot Crew's map playing in their favor.
Well, to use the words of Supa Hot Crew, they feel the top for the support is where it's going to have to count. The fact is, wewillfailer's on 0-3-0 and Nyph is on 0-1-7. Definitely working out in favor of Alliance there, but they didn't seem to count on that bird in that mid lane at 5-0-2. Mimer caught out once again. Wickd not worrying about that minion wave, going to continue chasing on. Their blade surges on, and Mimer cannot stand and fight with Wickd at all anymore.
Role reversal from the last time these two met. Mimer's behind on CS. He's completely behind on presence. He's lost his tower, and we haven't seen top lane teleports being hugely effective because it's been Froggen and his mid lane teleport Anivia that has completely dominated that bottom lane. He's jumped in and got 2 double kills thanks to the use of that summoner spell, and it will be available very soon. There's of course the Froggen standard, I'm afraid.
Well, when Alliance are playing, we kind of expect a pause. This time around, it is the Supa Hot Crew, so they're holding up. Looks like it's Selfie's mouse. You can see it's not working. I can't move it. That's what he's saying to the ref, and the ref's like, I can move it. Look, it's working fine for me. I don't know what the problem is, mate.
So we need to see how Supa Hot Crew bounce back from this. I think this is the first time we're going to see Supa Hot Crew in a position where the gold difference can technically be brought back around. If you look at their items, you look at the gold, you look at the champions, they actually have the ability to make up this ground. They have the ability to defend and hold off against Alliance. But the question is, do they have the psychological fortitude and the experience to make it count?
Well, when it's 10 kills, 2-3, it's a big advantage for Alliance. The fact that those 2 towers have fallen. And of course, the map is opening up. As you mentioned, 7,000 gold. It's a big differential. Just look at the wards, of course, across the board. Both teams knowing that they have to get that vision control. We heard Froggen talking about it at the start in that feature, saying how vision control is so important for Alliance. They've been making good use of it, you know, having the hints from Korea, taking everything they can from that. They've gone with a very Season 2-esque approach in terms of team stats. Of course, I mean, just look at it. This is CLG EU all over again. Really Wickd on Irelia, Froggen on Anivia. This is fantastic stuff, and it's working well. And they're almost going back to comfort picks. And across the board, you only have to put Yellow Pete in there and Snoopy and Crepo, and you've got CLGU again.
There is something I do want to highlight. In order for Alliance to actually take more advantage of this lead, when they begin sieging, they can't run the risk of having Elise and Irelia dive forward and getting flanked by Shyvana and Evelynn. If Mimer and Impaler get into those back lines, they can run a wreck. You can kill Twitch if you stick to him. You can kill Anivia if you stick to her. But that's the goal. You've got to stick to it. You have to get past those two frontline champions. And that's where Mimer and Impaler will be looking. They need opportunities. They need to find weaknesses in Alliance's movements. And they have to punish them, or this game will be lost.
Alliance have certainly known how to close games out in the past. They do take their time. They'll play it very cautiously. They're not ones to just go for the jugular. And at the moment, they are taking and biding their time. As we mentioned, all those wards that they had there, the Dragon is up in 1 minute 30, so it may well be the next objective focus. Bottom tower is still up, so expect them to start stacking down there. There's a lot of pings at the moment. They're seeing Impaler there. Froggen is making his move in towards him in quick fashion, but he's going to have to sidestep some of those bombs. Shook was there. It's a flash crescendo, and Froggen's going to get caught out. The egg is down, and he's not getting out of it. That is the first death on Anivia since Paris.
Very well played by wewillfailer. Very, very well played indeed. That's the first death, I actually think, since the spring split, if memory serves, because he went unkilled at Paris as well. Hard engage. Flash Crescendo connects. It allows Supa Hot Crew to get the kill. The reliable, safe wave clear from Alliance is not there, so Supa Hot Crew should even get a second tower as well.
Yeah, fantastic play that's working wonders. They are going to lose that bottom turret, but they don't care about that. The middle inner turret is so, so important. Top turret's also being pressured. And we can see Wickd is up on that one down in the bottom corner. They're continuing to chase. Teleport's coming out. Mimer's going to get in there. He'll defend out the turret. Great, great play by the Supa Hot Crew. Great, great flash by wewillfailer.
So it was around 7,000 gold. It's gone down to about 4,500, 5,000. Supa Hot Crew need to have more of those plays. You'll notice wewillfailer's gone for the Boots of Lucidity. Get that cooldown, have more crescendos available more often. It's already 50% more available. 50% less cooldown. I don't know how to say that. But 50% of the cooldown has already been burned through, which means he's going to have the opportunity to make that count. I'd like to see him go Distortion as a boot upgrade, so we can have even more flashes on a lower cooldown as well, because of just how important that is to Supa Hot Crew. It's the only hard CC on the side of the team. So Dragons respawn, Alliance have got perfect play. There's no one around for Supa Hot Crew to challenge, and that should be the third of the game for them.
Easy Dragon pick up there. That continues to keep their gold in their favor. Still 6,000 gold. Tabzz is going to get himself a minion wave down that bottom lane as well. Uncontested, no problem there. But the one is contested is this top lane. Once again, Impaler coming around. They really want to get under Wickd's skin, but frankly, he is playing so well at the moment. So safe. And now he's got Nyph coming up in support. This is not going to work out as a dive.
I think Impaler has tried to put pressure on Wickd at the wrong times. Wickd has already built up a lead, which means it's a risky dive, and there's not enough minions. You see how easily Wickd turns around the damage onto Mimer? Had they dove under the tower with a couple of hits on the right target, Wickd could potentially even get a kill in that 2v1 tower dive because of how strong he is right now. Also, Impaler is just trying to force that because of how far behind Mimer is. We'll see how it transpires, because again, Mimer and Wickd have not necessarily been massively impactful in the game. They have been stuck on their island. They've been, farming like monsters, but it's Wickd that's come out. 250 CS in 23 minutes. That is a phenomenal amount for this stage in the game.
Is a very good score. 259 as well for Selfie. Oh, Mega Inferno bomb coming in. Not going to quite get it this time around. We saw, of course, Kurt doing the same, stealing away that blue buff in the last match. This time around, Selfie not as lucky. That was blind as well, I believe.
That's, yes, for the record, that was a blind, almost steal, and that was very, very close. So Selfie's still, he's definitely still got his finger on the pulse of the game. And we do see Mimer again being jumped on. So because he's forced away, and Supa Hot Crew have very little support, and the Mega Inferno bomb is down, that's opened Alliance up to siege this turret. They know they've got that window of opportunity, and they're doing it very, very smart.
Yeah, and you can see Supa Hot Crew way too late to the party. Mimer's the only one here. Now the rest of the team are going to join in. Mimer pounces in there. They didn't quite get the tower down, Alliance, and they will simply step away. Safe play once again, but that tower's very close to falling.
It is very close indeed, but what I like from Alliance, they instantly realized the safe wave clear spell is no longer there. We have a couple of minutes to play with, rush down the tower. They force all of Supa Hot Crew to react. Supa Hot Crew stop playing their game by farming the jungle camps and the minion waves, and they respond. They do hold on the tower, but it won't be very long before Alliance take that one down. So it's still up to Alliance to find those opportunities, and the only way that they can break Supa Hot Crew's defense is to either kill Selfie or ideally make him use that Mega Inferno Bomb in some way.
The one big thing I noticed here is the fact that Alliance are the ones making the plays. Supa Hot Crew having to simply be reactive to every play, and that consequently moves them, as we look at them on the minimap right now, moving them in bulk. They're all going 4 members at once, everywhere they go on the map, and that's of course going to limit the experience. It does buy Mr. RalleZ some time, but he does not want to go that far down that lane to take that wave.
No, and he can't afford to. Because of how strong Tabzz is on Twitch, he's got all of those dragons to play with. He's got a Last Whisper, Fenalta, and Blade. He can assassinate basically anybody on the Supa Hot Crew with the exception of Mimer. And he's done it once already. So for Supa Hot Crew to pull themselves back into this game, we do see those distortion boots on wewillfailer. He did get the upgrade we were expecting. And we need to see him just find those opportunities. We need to see those flash crescendos. If you look at Alliance's positioning, they run the risk of getting hit by a multi-man crescendo, which would be devastating because of the damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb.
Gonna come around the side, they don't quite catch the stun. Mega Inferno Bomb whiffs and doesn't catch anyone. It's a good call in though. Froggen takes a good portion of that damage. There's the flash crescendo. They catch on towards Shook and Nyph. Shook taken so low from this one, but Wickd goes back around the side. Tabzz is on him as well. wewillfailer's gonna drop rat-a-tat-tat, running through them. Flashes to try and catch back on towards the team. Oh, the ice wall is gonna block Alliance rather than the Supa Hot Crew. And for once, it's Froggen that makes a wrong play.
Just very, very small misplays on the side of the Supa Hot Crew. They didn't synergize or capitalize on the crescendo and the Mega Inferno Bomb together. So because the damage didn't stack up, Alliance were able to back away. But you've seen how quickly Froggen lost his HP. Mr. RalleZ is dealing so much damage. That was also quite an early Agony's Embrace, so it didn't necessarily hold everybody down. And unfortunately for Supa Hot Crew, Shook gets away on low health. Oh, now
Selfie caught out. You're not going to satchel charge your way away from that one. Tabzz moves in, assassinates him. You know, going back to that play a moment ago, that shot, crescendo that came out from wewillfailer was so close to catching Froggen. If it had, it could have turned that fight very much in Supa Hot Crew's favor. As it is, with Mega Inferno Bomb down, Selfie down, they're going to make the move for Baron.
Mimer does have teleport. It looks like Supa Hot Crew are aware. They've caught Wickd or Impaler.
Oh, Impaler's getting caught out there. Wickd and Froggen double teaming him in the bush. There's no doubt about that one. Easily caught out. And well, once you're completely locked up by that Glacial Shroud, gets jumped on by Irelia, there's no way you're going to escape. So with the jungler down, it's an easy Baron for Alliance.
Yeah, very safely secured. The zoning power of Anivia in those situations is massive. The slow from his Glacial Storm, the ultimate, the walling potential to prevent anyone getting in and out, it just guarantees a victory in those tight corridors. So Supa Hot Crew need to be placed safer around the jungle. They need to make sure their vision is kept up, and again, they have to come in from the sidelines on Alliance. They can't afford to get locked into those places. Look at the gold differences between the lanes. Every single member of Alliance is several thousand gold ahead of their opponents, which gives them this massive room for error in team fights as well. If they do get caught out, they've got the additional combat statistics to help them win those fights.
And you can easily compare Alliance and SK Gaming together, but the difference is Alliance do tend to win that early game lane phase. They're both incredibly strong in the late game. They both know exactly what to do and when to do it. And if you listen to the communications, generally, they are both pretty clear. Alliance, now and again, have been pretty loud.
They get excited.
They get a little excited. That's going to be another dragon picked up. Every single objective so far, every single dragon picked up by Alliance. You can see it, 4 for 4, 1 Baron. Complete control now for Alliance.
And look at their vision. A moment or two ago, there was 6 wards in the blue buff side of Supa Hot Crew's jungle. That was all in anticipation for the Baron play. What I like from Alliance is they didn't dilly-dally. They didn't dance around Baron. They knew they had a lead. They knew they had a composition that could safely secure Baron, and they knew they had a numbers advantage, so they rushed it. They didn't wait for Supa Hot Crew to react. Gonna grab themselves an uncontested tower. Wickd, with that Randian's Omen, he's gone for the tank, he's gone for the team fight style build, is a very scary front line for Alliance.
Mimer takes the top turret down, but it's a small win for Supa Hot Crew, honestly. It keeps them just 5 to 4 in turrets, but you saw their Alliance, even with the culling being used, they weren't too worryful. They went straight in. You have seen some teams panic a little bit once those minion waves get cleared out. Nobody wanted to tank it up, nobody wanted to take those tower hits, even if it's just a couple. But with Randy and Zoman complete, of course, for Wickd. No problem there. Now, Mimer, he's getting collapsed on. I think he's going to be safe, though.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go too far in this one. Tabzz coming around for that red buff, but it's not there.
So same story for Supa Hot Crew. The saving grace is the wave clear that Ziggs will offer. Alliance, however, do have champions that can tower dive. Wickd's got a lot of damage. Shook, while he's built tank, he's got himself that haunting guy, so he does have some penetration in his base numbers, which is very high. So if Selfie is even remotely forward and either the Mega Inferno Bomb or Crescendo has been used, I think Alliance would tower dive. I don't think they would tower dive through a Crescendo because the risk is very high. But they do have Baron, they do have a massive lead. And see, they've caught Selfie.
Selfie caught out once again. Dropped where he stands. Mega Inferno Bomb does next to nothing. Simply used in panic. Even the rat-a-tat-tat being used to take down half of that turret's damage. So Tabzz catching them out. And again, you know, we talked about it with that wall. If someone gets caught the wrong side of it, they will be dead.
Too far forward. Selfie could have used the bouncing bombs much more effectively. Just use the range to his favor. Unfortunately, a minion wave in the top. So now Culling goes to defend. And they've called Mr. RalleZ.
Oh, Mr. RalleZ is in trouble. He's dead. Doesn't stand a chance. Quickly zipped on Wickd. Finishes the job there. The wall locks up with Mimer. He flashes away. Froggen taken low. He's got the egg. Manages to flash away and get the heal from Tabzz. They still don't take that tower down. Wickd finally comes in to tank it. That's the inhib turret going down.
Alliance landing every skill shot they need to. Every single time they look at a tower, a member of Supa Hot Crew presents themselves as a target, and Alliance just hits it dead center. So Selfie gives up the inner turret, Mr. RalleZ gives up the inhibitor turret. wewillfailer had both Flash and Crescendo and opted not to use that until very, very, very late. I don't think he wanted to fight. I don't think he wanted to actually even commit to that one. I think Supa Hot Crew did a slightly admirable job at defending the inhibitor, thanks to the Crescendo and thanks to the damage Impaler put down, but it does feel like it's just not enough. Alliance are so far ahead.
Yeah, and they know it as well, that's for sure. You can tell ever since Froggen got that double cut down the bottom, took his hands off the keyboard, cheered to the crowd. Absolutely delighted with the start for Alliance, and they have continued to chase and push and pressure onto Supa Hot Crew of just simply not being able to respond in any way, shape or form. Every time they try it, they get caught out. Glacial Storm just wipes out those minions from Froggen. No problem anymore. The wave clear from Alliance is huge. Supa Hot Crew trying desperately to make a play. They did manage to get this middle inner turret down, but they cannot push it deep in towards enemy territory.
They can't run the risk because Tabzz can just pop out from behind them and kill somebody. Wickd is split pushing. He has teleport available. Alliance have got good pick potential. They have good siege, good defense. Everything Alliance wants to do, they can do. But what I like is how proactive they are. They haven't waited for Supa Hot Crew to make a mistake. Alliance have forced their hands.
Wickd may get caught out here. You can see just waiting in that bush is his froze position for a very long period of time because they saw Impaler was to clearing out that ping ward. Alliance have responded. They tried to push some pressure back down the bottom in towards the middle, draw them away from Wickd, who did not back off. He's still up there with that minion wave, and remember, it's an exposed inhibitor in that top lane.
It took Supa Hot Crew another 25 minutes to try this 1-3-1 style of push against Fnatic yesterday. Once Supa Hot Crew had a big lead against Fnatic, it took them a long time to finish because they couldn't break that inhibitor line. Alliance are already splitting Supa Hot Crew's options, splitting the defenses. And because Supa Hot Crew can't cover everything at the same time, Alliance just grabbed themselves another uncontested tower. I think they could even play the Baron bait. Supa Hot Crew would need a steal from Selfie really as the only option. I don't think they should even try to force a team fight if Alliance goes for that objective.
563 ability power for Froggen. That last purchase was a Zhonya's Hourglass, so he is completely safe. Of course, his passive is back available as well, so double the life for himself. 30 seconds on that Baron. You can see Alliance already setting up for this one. We did see Supa Hot Crew desperately trying to get in there. They got a couple of wards down, but they've all been cleared out now. There's no vision anywhere near that Baron pit, so they are running blind right now.
Yeah, Alliance have just made this so good. If you look at the ward placement, I mean, that is just a ring of red dots throughout all of Supa Hot Crew's jungle. There's nothing that the Supa Hot Crew can do that Alliance won't be aware of every time they leave their base. And even with 3 sweepers on the side of Supa Hot Crew, it's going to take them a long time to clear out that vision. So Alliance, second on the Baron. You see it's respawned. I think they're trying to pull Supa Hot Crew out, and Supa Hot Crew are split. Oh, good flash and failure.
Good flash, but you see this Mega Inferno Bomb does not land We already saw the mines being used by Selfie to try and catch them out. It's Tabzz flashing in. He does manage to pop that ultimate on towards him. Does not take anyone down, but now Alliance have complete positional control. They're just going to waltz straight up the mid lane and clear out the base.
Yeah, they're going to be able to do this. They had 11 wards in the top half of the jungle. Alliance are still trying to interrupt Supa Hot Crew's recall. Supa Hot Crew realize the mistake they've made. They should lose this turret, probably the inhibitor as well.
Yeah, you can see that's going to be the turret going down. Remember, the top one is exposed as well, so they're just going to rotate straight back towards that top lane. It's going to take a long way around.
I think Baron.
I think you're right.
With the amount of wards they have, they can just go straight back to Baron. If they stall this out long enough, Super Minions will then get on the steps of Supa Hot Crew's base. Alliance can force the fight or play the bait game and then instantly win. Supa Hot Crew are toying with their lives right now by leaving the base. Here come Alliance. Oh, this is scary.
Straight back into it. They check it, but they get caught out. They do manage to lock in towards Impaler. It's a good heal. Mimer gets in amongst them. They're trying to do desperately anything they can. Shook's taken very low. This is a good fight from the Supa Hot Crew, but they don't quite have enough damage. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in. It takes Alliance very low. Supa Hot Crew, they're rushing for the inhib.
They're trying to get as much map presence as possible. This is a risky inhib if they go for it. They should just clear out the wards or go for a very quick Baron. The thing is, Alliance all need to run, but look at the home guard boots being picked up. Now they can't do it. There's not enough time for Supa Hot Crew to take this down before Alliance can commit. Tabzz hanging out on the sidelines and a teleport for Wickd and Froggen.
Double teleport comes in for Froggen and Wickd, making sure that that Baron does not happen. Oh, they've caught Selfie out. He's dead. He's not going to get out of this one. Satchel charge! One last hit from Wickd, not quite enough. What an absolute perfect satchel charge. Is he going to get away? Wickd with one more ulti. Oh, he dashes straight in, spoils the party, and Wickd just walks away. Impaler's going to try and cover him off, but he's in trouble. Froggen comes around. There's the Ice Blast. Wickd safe.
Froggen manages to get those swag points, gets in there and gets out. Thanks to the kill and the teleports, Alliance grab themselves the Baron. It's not over yet. Supa Hot Crew and Mimer, he's trying to interrupt it.
They're trying to hold out for as long as possible. It's a 40-second death timer on Selfie, so they have to do some serious work to keep this Baron interrupted. Supa Hot Crew will step away again. I think Alliance are realizing this is too risky a play. They're just going to keep on back towards the minion waves.
Yeah, you have to give props to Mr. RalleZ in that previous team fight in the grass, because he got so much damage onto the front line of Alliance that once Wickd and Shook were on low HP, the call was to back away. The risk was too great. Even with that very big gold difference, Supa Hot Crew still have enough damage to actually secure those kills or potentially secure them. Unfortunately, because of losing the position and losing Selfie, Alliance will actually pick up an uncontested Baron. Range on Mega Inferno Bomb, I don't know if, I don't think Selfie can do it.
No, can't get close enough. He's not anywhere near. We're not going to get a curb steal this time around. So Alliance secure themselves the second Baron of the game, and now they have themselves a 18,000 gold advantage, 8-4 in turrets. Big advantage for Alliance. Can they close out this game and secure their top with 6 wins in a row?
Well, they certainly have shown they can do everything else in this game. They've had good team fights, they've had good picks, they've had very good map play. And the best thing that I like from Alliance is just how quick and decisive their decisions are. The moment there is an objective available, or the moment there is a key spell down from the Supa Hot Crew, Alliance do engage. Had that river bush fight, the Dark Binding of the Cocoon actually hit a target, Alliance would probably have won the game. But very importantly, it didn't, so they got away. And Alliance are just going to reapply all of the vision. Look at all the wards. I mean, Spooky Ghost is even picked up for Nyph, so he's got that CDR, he's got the movement speed, and he's going to catch members of Supa Hot Crew in place.
So Alliance finally decide to return back towards this top lane. They didn't manage to get the inhibitor down last time. The middle one's actually going to be respawning shortly. So Alliance, if they do get this down, should be able to just move on straight around. They only really need 1 or 2 to go in there. Flash Crescendo is available for wewillfailer if he could land the perfect crescendo. I'm still not sure there's enough damage.
It would be scary. What Supa Hot Crew need to do to win a team fight is hit 3 or 4 members with a crescendo and instantly kill Twitch or Froggen. They're going in.
Mega Inferno Bomb, it lands on Tabzz, but it's just not enough. It got blocked off quite well by Nyph's shield. It does take them low. Flash Crescendo is still available with that big ultimate down. This is now a serious problem for the Supa Hot Crew. It's good poke though onto Shook. They're going to let this inhibitor go down. You can see Alliance are going to rotate. It has just respawned in the mid lane. Alliance will take that one as well.
Yeah, look at the minion waves for Alliance in the middle and bottom lane. It's going to be pushing into the base of Supa Hot Crew. Alliance have got the regen from Baron, and they've got all of the control that they need with Anivia and Morgana to force the following team fights. I think Alliance are looking to finish the game before this buff wears out. They're playing very brave around Supa Hot Crew's towers, but again, Flash Crescendo is the only tool that Supa Hot Crew really have to work with here. They're zoning just for the tower.
Everything working out. They managed to clear out that wave. Mega Inferno Bomb almost off cooldown. Shook still taken low. I think Alliance may start stepping away from this one, but that was an ultimate used to keep that wave clear. Alliance still sticking around. The super minions starting to build in the lanes now as well. Don't forget, the top and the middle have been taken down. Alliance just buying time to push in.
Alliance don't need to do anything then other than wait. The moment a member of Supa Hot Crew defends those super minions, because there are 2 waves pushing in, that's the go signal. Alliance aren't even waiting for the minions to get in the base because of how tanky and scary their squad is. And another Mega Inferno bomb. Supa Hot Crew got in.
Impaler's gone out. He's going to go down. It's going to be a great crescendo if only the Inferno bomb followed that up. But it's not going to happen. That's going to be Mimer getting taken down. Alliance in complete control. Flash comes in from Tabzz. A little too aggressive there. Doesn't quite pick himself up the kill. They still don't get the tower.
No, tower's not up, but look at the super minions. They're on the Nexus turret already with 2 members down of the Supa Hot Crew. It's surely so close, just a matter of time before Alliance get the 3rd inhibitor and look to take the Nexus turret.
The culling not quite enough to take Froggen down there. That will be the 3rd Nexus inhibitor turret going down. The 3rd Nexus, well, they may need all 3, but it's not going to work out for them. There's going to be 1 Nexus turret going down. Wickd's tanking through this one, quite happy to take it. Alliance are going to sit atop the table once again. They are 6 wins, 1 loss already. This is going to take them to 7. What a fantastic performance by Alliance once again, proving they are the best team in Europe right now.
Undoubtedly, man.